I've gone to a game every day of the World Cup, and here are the best fans. At number 10 is Uruguay. I was pretty unimpressed by the Uruguay fans, especially for their game against Saudi. A team in South America not being able to put on a show in Miami shocked me. At number 9 is Mexico. I was also pretty surprised. I was there for the opener at Estadio Azteca, which is the mecca of soccer. People said the real fans may have gotten priced out on this one, and I saw that to be true because after the Quiñones goal, the vibe wasn't that crazy in the stadium. At number 8 is Cabo Verde. They were amazing, but when you're comparing them to the Englands and the Frances, they can only go so high for a country of just over 500,000 people, but the people are so kind, spread so much love, and I had such a good time with them. At number 7 is Brazil. The Brazilians are just there to have a good time. They love dancing, they love partying, and they have a great team to follow it up with. The only caveat as to why they came in at a 7.5 is because I ended up in the Morocco fan section, so it was kind of hard to grade the Brazil fans. At number 6 was France. I went to the game at MetLife, and the French fans were super kind. They say the Parisians are the ones that have the attitude, and that the rest of France is very kind. But this game at MetLife seemed to be circled on the calendar of a lot of Americans, so they didn't create the craziest environment, but the section behind the French goal was banging the drum and chanting the entire game. Before I get to the top 5, make sure you go to our YouTube channel to watch any of these experiences with these fan bases. At 5 is Ecuador. The way they took over Philadelphia was shocking to me. I didn't know there was such a big contingent of Ecuadorian fans in the tri-state area, and the atmosphere inside the game was amazing despite them not getting the win against Ivory Coast. At number 4 is Canada. I went to Vancouver to watch their match against Qatar and was blown away. I was questioning if Canada had really real soccer fans, but they blew it out of the water, and a 6-0 result against Qatar definitely helped the atmosphere. And number 3 was Netherlands. The walk to the stadium with the Orange Army is something that I will never forget, and they followed it up with a pretty solid atmosphere inside the stadium. Another fantastic performance by the team definitely aided this crowd. And number 2 was the US in Seattle versus Australia. I was blown away by the amount of people that showed up for the walk to the stadium, and then the crowd pop when Alex Freeman's goal got called a goal was one of the loudest things I've seen in all of sport. Finally, taking the number 1 spot was England. The way they took over Texas Live, the amount of beer they drink, and the vibe they created pregame was then followed up by some of the best chants I've ever heard inside of the stadium, and then finishing it off with Hey Jude at the end. It was just a brilliant experience, and I cannot wait to experience so many more fans throughout the World Cup.